Today, we're diving into Finland, where ancient rituals meet the stunning beauty of Nordic women, creating an unforgettable blend of heat, mystery, and Nordic charm that will leave you curious for more. Northern women have natural beauty standards. Nordic women are renowned for their effortless approach to beauty, favoring a minimalist aesthetic over heavy makeup or cosmetic enhancements. Instead of contouring or dramatic transformations, they prioritize healthy skin, natural tones, and understated elegance. This philosophy stems from the region's cultural values of simplicity and authenticity, where looking polished doesn't mean looking artificial. The no-makeup look dominates, with a focus on glowing skin, lightly defined brows, and sheer lip balms over bold colors. Even in fashion, Nordic women opt for functional yet chic styles. Think tailored coats, sleek sneakers, and undone waves, embracing a less is more mentality. A key factor in this natural beauty standard is Scandinavia's emphasis on wellness and sustainability. Nordic women invest in high-quality skincare over quick fixes, favoring clean beauty brands and time-tested remedies like cold plunges and saunas. The harsh climate also plays a role. Hydrated, protected skin is a necessity, not a trend. Unlike cultures that prize perpetual youth, Nordic societies celebrate aging gracefully, with silver hair and laugh lines worn as badges of experience rather than flaws to erase. The global beauty industry often glorifies Nordic looks, flaxen hair, blue eyes, and sculpted cheekbones. But the real lesson is their rejection of perfectionism. For Nordic women, beauty isn't about conforming to rigid ideals. It's about feeling comfortable in one's skin. This mindset has influenced worldwide trends, from the rise of Scandi girl skincare to the popularity of undone, lived-in hairstyles. Ultimately, their approach proves that radiance comes from health, confidence, and authenticity, not layers of product. There are more saunas than cars. In Finland, the sauna isn't a luxury. It's a way of life, woven into the national identity as deeply as the northern forests and icy lakes. With over 3 million saunas, for a population of just 5.5 million, this country has more saunas than cars. You'll find them everywhere, in city apartments, corporate offices, ferries, fire stations, even parliament. Some Finns have mobile saunas built into vans or even rowboats. The idea of ending a week or a day without stepping into the sacred heat of a sauna feels almost incomplete. It's not just about sweating, it's a ritual of rebirth. For many Finns, the sauna is the ultimate equalizer. Business deals are sealed in steam, family discussions happen on wooden benches, and friends reconnect while tossing water on the hot stones, sending a wave of loyalty, a soft, enveloping heat through the air. The atmosphere is relaxed, honest, and completely free of pretension. Clothing is optional, conversation is minimal, and silence is welcomed. It's one of the few places in modern life where people can simply sit, breathe, and be. The sauna isn't just physical therapy, it's mental clarity, cultural continuity, and spiritual pause rolled into one. Historically, saunas were the cleanest rooms in Finnish homes, so clean that women gave birth in them. Today, they still hold sacred values. The experience often ends with a plunge into an ice-cold lake or a roll in the snow, followed by a return to the warmth, an intense, invigorating cycle that resets both body and mind. It's no wonder that, in a nation known for its stoicism and silence, the sauna is seen as a second heart. In Finland, a house without a sauna isn't really a home, and the steady hum of cars on the road will never replace the soul-deep steam rising from cedar and stone. The happiest country on earth. In a world constantly chasing happiness, Finland has quietly claimed the crown, not once, but for 7 consecutive years. According to the United Nations World Happiness Report, this Nordic nation continues to top the charts, leaving behind sunnier, wealthier, and more populous countries. But what's their secret? It's not flashy lifestyles or tropical weather. Finns find joy in simplicity, security, and deep-rooted trust. Public services actually work, the government is largely corruption-free, and people feel genuinely safe walking alone at night. It's not about wild euphoria, it's about peace of mind. One of Finland's most powerful happiness boosters lies in its culture. There's no pressure to constantly be on or to chase success for the sake of appearances. People value work-life balance, long walks in the forest, and moments of silence as much as, if not more than, wealth or fame. The education system avoids high-stakes testing and promotes equality. Healthcare is universal, and support networks are strong. There's also a refreshing honesty in society. Finns will return a lost wallet, keep their promises, and give each other space without awkwardness. It's a nation where people feel they matter and are taken care of, which is a rare kind of happiness in itself. Nature plays a massive role in this national well-being. With more than 180,000 lakes and endless forests, Finns are never far from nature's calming influence. Seasons are extreme, but they're celebrated. Even the darkness of winter becomes a time for coziness, saunas, and reflection, while summer is greeted with all-night festivals under the midnight sun. Instead of chasing constant positivity, Finland embraces the full range of emotions and still finds contentment. It's this quiet, grounded joy, not the loud kind, that keeps Finland smiling year after year. Home of Santa Claus. Tucked just beneath the Arctic Circle, the town of Rovaniemi in Finnish Lapland has become the magical, snow-dusted epicenter of Christmas cheer. Because here lies the official home of Santa Claus. It's not just a theme park or seasonal setup. Santa Claus Village is open year-round, and it's where the jolly man in red can be found every day, greeting children, hearing wishes, and posing for photos. This isn't some actor in a mall. This is the real deal, tucked away in a land of endless forests, northern lights, and husky-drawn sleigh rides. Crossing into the Arctic Circle line that runs through the village is a moment of its own, marked with ceremony, a certificate, and plenty of awe. What makes Rovaniemi so enchanting isn't just its deep snow and fairy tale atmosphere, it's how seamlessly magic is blended with local tradition. The village is home to Santa's main post office, where elves in official uniforms sort through over 500,000 letters sent from children across the world every year. Every one of them is answered, many with Santa's own Arctic Circle postmark. Around the village, you'll find reindeer farms, gingerbread bakeries, and cozy log cabins glowing with warm light, all nestled in a wintry landscape straight out of a storybook. You can even stay in glass igloos to watch the northern lights dance above while you sip hot cocoa by a fire. Beyond the glitter and fairy lights, Rovaniemi captures something real, pure joy. It's a place where both kids and grown-ups are allowed to believe, to wonder, and to feel like the world still holds magic. Whether you visit in December's full festive splendor or under the summer sun when the snow has melted, the spirit of Christmas never really fades here. In Rovaniemi, Santa Claus doesn't just live in legend, he keeps office hours. Education without stress. In Finland, school isn't a race, it's a journey. While many countries bury students under a mountain of tests and homework, Finnish students grow up in classrooms that feel more like workshops of curiosity than pressure cookers. There are no standardized tests until the end of high school, and even then, students take only one big national exam. Instead of cramming for multiple choice questions, children explore, ask questions, and learn at their own pace. Teachers are trusted to guide the learning process without rigid scorecards, and surprisingly, this relaxed approach consistently puts Finland among the top global education performers. Homework in Finland is minimal. In many primary schools, students are free from homework altogether. The logic? Children need time to play, rest, and just be kids. Days are shorter, recesses are longer, and yet outcomes are stronger. Teachers focus on depth rather than speed, ensuring students really understand what they're learning. There's no obsession with early reading or rote memorization. Instead, creativity, problem-solving, and critical thinking take center stage. This isn't education watered down. It's education distilled to what actually matters, building a lifelong love of learning. At the heart of it all is trust. Teachers are highly educated and respected, often holding master's degrees and given full autonomy in how they teach. Students aren't compared through ranking systems, and schools don't compete with each other. The classroom is not a battleground, but a space of equality and growth, With a focus on well-being, inclusion, and purpose, Finnish education proves that excellence doesn't have to come from stress. In a world where student burnout is common, Finland has built an oasis, where learning is a joy, not a burden, and success is measured not in test scores, but in confidence, curiosity, and character. Wife-carrying world championships. Every summer in the small Finnish town of Sonkajärvi, a bizarre and hilarious tradition takes center stage, the wife-carrying world championships. What started as a quirky local event in 1992 has grown into an international spectacle where couples from around the globe race through an obstacle course, mud pits, sand traps, and water hazards included, with one unique twist. The husband must carry his wife, or a female teammate, the entire way. The sport may sound like a prank, but it's fiercely competitive, physically demanding, and taken quite seriously by participants and fans alike. The most popular technique is the Estonian carry, where the wife clings upside down to her partner's back, her legs wrapped around his shoulders and her arms gripping his waist. It's oddly effective, allowing for balance and speed, though it's hardly comfortable. The course is about 253.5 meters long, and every stumble draws gasps and laughter from the crowd. To win, couples need strength, coordination, and serious teamwork. What's the prize for enduring this muddy marathon? The winner receives the wife's weight in beer, measured immediately after the race. It's both ridiculous and genius, perfectly blending Finnish humor with reward. But this offbeat contest has deeper roots. Legend has it the tradition traces back to a 19th century outlaw named Herkko Rosvo Ronkainen, who tested potential gang members by having them steal women from neighboring villages and carry them through the forest. Today's event is, of course, far more lighthearted, focusing on fun and unity rather than thievery. The atmosphere is pure celebration. Families, music, and lots of laughter surround the competition. And while not every couple walks away with beer or glory, they all share the unforgettable experience of racing through Finland's quirkiest, muddiest, and most memorable championship in the name of love and good humor. They drink the most coffee in the world. In Finland, coffee isn't just a beverage, it's practically a national treasure. With an average consumption of 12 kilograms, or about 26 pounds, per person per year, Finns top the global charts when it comes to coffee intake. But don't expect flashy espresso shots or sugary lattes. Finnish coffee culture is built on simplicity. Lightly roasted filter coffee, served black or with a splash of milk, is often enjoyed several times a day. From morning breakfast tables to afternoon breaks, a cup of coffee is never far away. It's not unusual for Finns to drink 3 to 5 cups a day, and that's considered totally normal. The Finnish word for a coffee break is kavatauko, and it's not taken lightly. These breaks are practically sacred, woven into the fabric of work culture and social life. Offices schedule them, friendships revolve around them, and pastries like the beloved cinnamon roll korvapusti often accompany them. Even funerals and church gatherings aren't complete without coffee. It's not about the caffeine rush as much as it is about pausing, connecting, and sharing a quiet, cozy moment with others. In a society that values calm and modesty, the humble coffee cup becomes a powerful symbol of togetherness. What makes Finnish coffee habits even more unique is the preference for light roast. While many other cultures lean toward darker, bolder brews, Finns favor smooth, mild flavors. Coffee is so integral to life here that it's often served in schools and even at children's birthday parties, albeit for the adults. There's even a law requiring coffee breaks in many workplaces. It's more than tradition, it's a comforting ritual, a moment to pause in the day and reflect or reconnect. In the land of saunas, snow, and silent forests, a hot cup of coffee is Finland's warm, familiar heartbeat. The air is the cleanest on Earth. In a world choking on smog and industrial haze, Finland quietly stands apart, breathing deeply under the cleanest skies on Earth. According to the World Health Organization, Finland boasts the world's purest air, with Lapland, its northernmost region, topping the list. Here, the air is so clean it feels almost weightless, scented only with pine, snow, and distant wood smoke. You don't just inhale it, you taste it, feel it, and somehow understand that this is what air was always meant to be. Inhaling in Lapland isn't a biological necessity, it's a sensory experience. This pristine atmosphere is no accident. Over 70% of Finland is covered in forests, and there's a deep-rooted cultural respect for nature. Fossil fuel use is relatively low, renewable energy is widely embraced, and cities like Helsinki are consistently ranked among the greenest in the world. Industrial pollution is minimal, traffic is sparse, and even the urban areas are designed to let nature breathe through them. It's not unusual to find national parks within a short distance of city centers, or to see people cycling through birch-lined streets where the trees seem to do half the breathing for you. What makes this even more mind-blowing is the timing. While much of the world grapples with air quality crises, Finland has managed to hold on to and fiercely protect something the rest of us are struggling to reclaim. Lapland, in particular, feels like a sanctuary for the lungs and the soul. Up there, under the northern lights or the midnight sun, you can fill your chest with air so clean, it's almost healing. In Finland, the air itself is a national treasure, as pure and quiet as the snowy forests it moves through. And once you breathed it in, you'll wonder how you ever settled for anything less. Home to Nokia. Long before the age of glossy touchscreens and endless app stores, the world connected through the durable, almost indestructible charm of Nokia. From the iconic 3350 to the polyphonic ringtones that became cultural earworms, Nokia wasn't just a phone, it was a global phenomenon. In the early 2000s, this Finnish company held over 50% of the world's mobile phone market. Its devices were trusted across continents and prized for their simplicity, long battery life, and brick-like resilience. Dropped from buildings, left in the rain, or forgotten in pockets for weeks, Nokia phones kept working. They weren't just tools, they were legends. What's even more fascinating is that Nokia's roots have nothing to do with phones. Founded in 1865 near the Nokian Virta River, the company originally produced paper products. Over time, it expanded into rubber, cables, and electronics before eventually entering telecommunications in the 1980s. Finland, a relatively small nation in population, suddenly found itself leading the charge in global mobile technology. At its peak, Nokia wasn't just a company, it was a symbol of national pride and innovation. It put Finland on the global tech map long before Silicon Valley was a household name and gave the world its first taste of mobile freedom. Even though the smartphone revolution shifted the spotlight to other players, Nokia never truly vanished. Today, it's a leading force in 5G and network infrastructure, quietly powering the digital backbone of tomorrow's internet. In Finland, the name still carries weight, not just for nostalgia, but as a reminder of what this unassuming Nordic country once achieved and could again. There's a strange comfort in knowing that behind the sleek glass of your modern device lies a legacy built on buttons, antennas, and a ringtone that once ruled the world. And that legacy began in the pine forests of Finland. No small talk, please. In Finland, silence isn't a gap in conversation. It's part of the conversation. Unlike many cultures where silence feels like a social emergency, Finns see it as a sign of respect, thoughtfulness, and comfort. You could sit next to a stranger on a bus for hours without exchanging a word, and no one would find it rude. It's not that Finns are unfriendly, they just value sincerity over noise. If someone speaks, they mean it. Small talk, on the other hand, is often seen as unnecessary clutter. Why ask about the weather when you can just look outside? This cultural trait leads to moments that might confuse outsiders, but feel completely normal to locals. The Finnish idea of communication is less about words and more about presence. In fact, when a Finn speaks, it's often after careful thought, and that lends their words extra weight. There's no rush to fill the air. Instead, silence is treated as space for sincerity to grow. For visitors, this can be a refreshing shock. There's no need for performative friendliness, no pressure to impress with witty banter. What you see is what you get. Once a Finn lets you into their world, the connection is genuine, often unshakably loyal. And when they do speak, it's rarely trivial. In a global society addicted to constant chatter, Finland offers a different rhythm. Quiet, thoughtful, and deeply human. It's a place where silence is golden, not because there's nothing to say, but because there's no need to say everything. And in that silence, something rare happens. People simply exist, together, peacefully. Maternity boxes for every baby. In Finland, every baby begins life with a gift from the government, a cardboard box filled with love, care, and the essentials for a healthy start. This isn't just any box, it's a maternity package known as the äitiys pakkaus, offered to all expected mothers. Inside you'll find baby clothes, bodysuits, blankets, a snowsuit, toiletries, diapers, picture books, and even a tiny mattress that turns the box itself into a safe first crib. The idea dates back to the 1930s, a time when Finland faced high infant mortality rates. The box was created to ensure that every child, regardless of background, would get an equal start in life. What began as a health initiative has evolved into a cultural treasure. Over 95% of Finnish parents choose the maternity box over a cash grant. It's not just about practicality, it's a rite of passage, a symbol of hope and unity. Each carefully chosen item reflects Finland's values: equality, preparedness, and the belief that every child matters. The box encourages safe sleeping practices, promotes bonding, and eases the financial burden of new parenthood. Even more importantly, to receive the box, mothers must visit a doctor or maternity clinic early in pregnancy, ensuring vital prenatal care for mother and child. This humble cardboard box has earned global admiration and imitation. Countries around the world have studied it, inspired by its quiet brilliance. But in Finland, it's more than a clever policy, it's an emotional moment. For many families, opening the box feels like opening a future. Tiny socks, soft mittens, and gentle creams whisper a powerful message. You are not alone. This country stands with you. In a world where inequality begins at birth, Finland offers a cardboard box that doubles as a cradle and a promise of care from day one. They celebrate failure. In Finland, failure isn't something to be hidden in shame. It's something to be celebrated. Every year on October 13, Finns mark National Failure Day, a bold and refreshing holiday that flips the narrative on its head. Instead of focusing only on success stories, this day spotlights the importance of setbacks, wrong turns, and missteps as essential steps in the journey toward growth. It began in 2010, launched by a group of Finnish university students who noticed that society placed too much emphasis on perfection and not enough on the lessons learned from falling short. The idea quickly gained traction, not just among students, but also within the business community, education systems, and even government circles. Famous entrepreneurs, public figures, and CEOs openly share their biggest failures. Startups that flopped, investments that went wrong, opportunities missed, turning what was once taboo into a national conversation. The goal is simple: to create a culture where people aren't afraid to take risks. After all, how can innovation happen if everyone is terrified of getting it wrong? In Finland, failure is viewed not as a dead end, but as a fork in the road, a necessary redirection. What makes this celebration particularly Finnish is its quiet depth. There's no glitzy event or grand ceremony, just honest reflection, storytelling, and encouragement to keep going. It aligns perfectly with Finland's culture of humility and resilience. By honoring failure, the country fosters a mindset of curiosity and persistence, especially in young people who are often under pressure to succeed immediately. National Failure Day is not about glorifying mistakes, it's about demystifying them. It tells people, loud and clear, that it's okay to stumble, to fall, and to try again. In a world obsessed with flawless outcomes, Finland's failure celebration is a quietly radical act of courage. Mobile gaming giants. In a quiet Nordic country better known for saunas and snowy forests, a mobile gaming revolution was quietly born. Finland, with its modest population, stunned the world by becoming a powerhouse in the global gaming industry. It all began with Angry Birds, launched by Rovio in 2009. What started as a simple physics-based game with furious, foul, and mischievous pigs became a cultural juggernaut. The game hit 1 billion downloads and spawned merchandise, TV shows, and even movies, transforming Rovio from a small developer into an entertainment empire. With Angry Birds, Finland didn't just make a game, It made a global icon. Then came Supercell, a company so committed to quality it famously shuts down games that don't meet its insanely high standards, even after years of development. But when it hits hard. Clash of Clans, released in 2012, became one of the highest-grossing mobile games ever, combining strategic warfare with addictive village-building mechanics. What's remarkable is how Finland fostered this creative explosion. Government support, tech-savvy education, and a culture that encourages risk-taking created the perfect storm for innovation. Many of these game developers grew up in the early mobile era, crafting games not for giant consoles but for smaller, more personal screens. Today, Finnish mobile games entertain billions worldwide, quietly dominating an industry often associated with Silicon Valley or East Asia. But make no mistake, the real giants are operating out of cozy studios in Helsinki, crafting worlds where clans clash, birds fly, and imagination rules the leaderboard.
Finnish is one of the hardest languages to learn.
To the untrained ear, Finnish sounds like a cascade of vowels, punctuated by strange rhythms and endless syllables. But for those brave enough to learn it, the challenge runs much deeper than pronunciation. Finnish has no prepositions. Instead, it uses 15 grammatical cases, each one subtly shifting the meaning of a word depending on its role in a sentence. Where English might say "in the house," Finnish transforms house into talossa, embedding the "in" right into the word itself. The rules are precise, the endings are endless, and missing even a single letter can completely alter your meaning. Then there are the compound words, epic constructions that can stretch across entire lines of text. Finnish is known for fusing words together like Lego bricks, creating terms that might describe, say, the airplane engine maintenance manual writer's assistant. It's not unusual to come across single words that look more like cryptographic strings than part of a spoken language. Add to that the fact that Finnish shares almost no roots with Indo-European languages like English, French, or German, and you start to see why it regularly ranks among the world's most difficult languages to master. Yet, for all its linguistic labyrinths, Finnish has a kind of mathematical beauty. Its rules, while complex, are remarkably consistent. No tricky exceptions, no silent letters, no bizarre spelling contradictions. Once you understand the system, it unfolds with logic and precision. And for those who stick with it, mastering Finnish isn't just about learning a language, it's about unlocking a new way of thinking. You begin to see the world not just in nouns and verbs, but in cases, harmonies, and lyrical patterns that reflect Finland's quiet complexity. In a way, the language mirrors the nation itself, challenging, unique, and quietly rewarding for those who dig deeper.
An ice hotel you can sleep in.
Deep in the magical expanse of Finnish Lapland, winter becomes architecture at the Snow Castle of Kemi, a stunning ice hotel sculpted entirely from snow and ice. Rebuilt every year with a new design, this ephemeral masterpiece rises like a frozen fairy tale. Its walls, beds, sculptures, and even glasses in the bar are carved from pure Arctic ice. The rooms glow softly with blue and white hues, lit by LED lights that reflect like the northern lights trapped in crystal. Despite being kept at temperatures below freezing, the hotel is surprisingly cozy, thanks to thermal sleeping bags and reindeer furs that keep guests snug through the night. Sleeping on a bed made of ice might sound like an endurance test, but it's more dream than discomfort. Guests often describe the experience as magical and surreal. The silence, the cold, the glittering frost on the ceiling. Everything is perfectly still, as if time itself has frozen. Even the restaurant is part of the icy wonderland, serving warm local delicacies like salmon soup and cloudberry desserts in an environment where your spoon might be colder than your food. The air is crisp, the atmosphere otherworldly, and the entire stay feels like stepping into a storybook you never want to close. But the Snow Castle is more than just a novelty. It's a celebration of creativity and sustainability. Artists and builders from around the world collaborate each year to create detailed ice sculptures and structures using natural snow and frozen seawater. Nothing goes to waste. And when spring arrives, the entire hotel melts away, returning gently to the sea. That's the true beauty of the experience. It's fleeting, exclusive, and purely Finnish. For one enchanted night, you're not just staying in a hotel. You're inhabiting a frozen dream crafted by human hands and Arctic nature. Thanks for exploring Finland's unique sauna culture with us. If you're intrigued by this mix of steamy tradition and Nordic beauty, subscribe for more captivating stories and join the adventure.